Slightly nervous, man. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't right now. I'm really nervous. I'm surprised that I'm this nervous. I haven't done this in a couple of years, and I thought I would be less nervous than this, but I guess not. So I have that feeling in my stomach, like I don't want to go in there and I don't want to do it, but I'm like, you know what? I made a promise. We prepared as much as we could, so we might as well just go in there. So, all right. Wish me luck.
Coming up first, we got Jacob Hinckley.
This week I decided to do some stand-up at the local Austin, Texas comedy club called The Creek in the Cave, which if you don't know, The Creek in the Cave is like the step below Kill Tony, kind of. There's a couple of Austin, Texas comedy clubs that are kind of like a rung below Kill Tony. Obviously, Kill Tony is like one of the most famous comedy podcasts in the world. I personally have it on my bucket list that I've always wanted to do it. And if you don't know, I have this series called The Bucket List where for the next year, I'm dedicating myself to doing everything on my bucket list that I've always wanted to do. So this week I decided that I was gonna go out and I was gonna try stand up at The Creek in the Cave and I was gonna try out some jokes. I haven't done stand up in like 2 to 3 years, so I'm a little bit rusty at it, but I was like, you know what? We're just gonna go for it. We're just gonna try it, rip the Band-Aid off, see how it goes. So I cleared my schedule and I was like, we're just gonna write some jokes. We're gonna take it out to the comedy club. We're gonna try it and we'll see what happens. Okay, I have 24 hours to write as many jokes as possible. I have not done stand-up in 2 to 3 years and I've probably in total done stand-up less than 8 times. So here's what we're gonna do, okay? I have a process that works for me for writing jokes. Punchlines, 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 punchlines for days. How do punchlines work? You set up a joke and the audience thinks that you're gonna go this way and then you divert it that way. All the best jokes are diversions and they are relentless with the punchlines. The audience thinks that you're gonna take it this way and then you divert them that way and it throws the audience off. That's why it's funny. That's punchlines. If you can load a set full of punchlines, you're golden. We're gonna use the board, meat board. Board is what we use in every situation for writing. If you need to write something, defer to the board. Luckily, I have repurposed these handy dandy flashcards. Now they're gonna be repurposed into writing jokes. I'm gonna try to fill every single one of these with like a minute worth of jokes. First things first though, we need really good opener. We need something timely. Helicopters. Really great time to get a helicopter ride around Austin. They're super cheap right now. They have discounts on those helicopter rides. You know, they must be doing a fire sale. That's a good one. Could say they're offering Groupon deals with the morgue. Now, 2 helicopter crashes in 1 week is like kind of a weird thing to happen. So I'm thinking, saying something about that. You could say the first time it's like, all right, that's an accident. But like 2 times is like, might be the Jews. I'm not saying anything about anything with that. It's just, it's timely and it's kind of funny. What else? Oh, here's a good punchline. All the crashes were at least inclusive, so that's good. See, that's a good setup because the audience is like, oh, it's inclusive. Like, oh, okay, I guess that's kind of a positive. Where's he going with this? Oh, all the pilots were black, or at least they were black when they found them. That's fucked up. That's a fucked up joke. I also want to make it clear none of the pilots died, by the way. So don't clutch the pearls on that. You know what? I think that's enough. Put this right up there. We need to segue into something else though. I'm trying to think of what else is timely or relevant. I don't know why this is coming to mind. My dad over the summer refused to wear a seatbelt. Speaking of collisions, that's kind of a lazy one, but I think that could work. My dad refused to wear a seatbelt, and it was like babysitting somebody on suicide watch. Yeah, that's a good opener. Also, if you are my dad watching this video, please wear your seatbelt. I know it's against your code of ethics, but I'm gonna keep making jokes about it if you don't wear your seatbelt. And then we could follow up with something else. Could say, I've never seen somebody more excited to get ejected out of the front seat of a car. So there's a joke in here somewhere. He thinks shouldn't wear the seatbelt because it's the government trying to control us. I could say, yeah, fuck the government for trying to keep us from killing ourselves. Yeah, fuck the government for trying to keep us from dying. Yeah. We gotta write something, so this is where we're going with. All right, that's another minute. Boop, right on the board. What else do we want to talk about? We could talk about Montana. That's a good topic. There's definitely not a lot of dental care in Montana. That's a good one. That's easy to pull from. I'd say my dad's from Montana. You know, the thing that I love about Montana is that there isn't a dental office for 100 miles. Everybody has excavator mouth. They look like they could chew through sheet metal. Let's call that a decent chunk of time. Hey. Let's get something else. Montana women scare me because I feel like they piss standing up. Montana women scare me because I feel like they piss standing up. That's a good one. You can make a joke about backwoods inbreeding. Ever want to marry somebody from Montana because their family tree is more like a wreath? That's a good one. Babies born in Montana should only get 2-letter names. Like or like or like oh. It's not even a name, it just sounds like a grunt. Yeah, that's decent. Okay. All right. Okay, we got some jokes. See, the board always works. So you take these jokes, put them right up here. Take these jokes, memorize these. We've got 4 topics, so I'm gonna go memorize these overnight, and then we'll practice it and see how we're feeling the day after, and then we'll get it rolling and give it a shot. Now, before most stand-up comedy sets, the most nerve-wracking thing is like, you're gonna bomb. You're gonna bomb. That's what your inner monologue is like telling you, is like, you're gonna bomb, you're gonna bomb, you're gonna bomb. What happens if you bomb? And it's really frightening. So the night before, obviously, I'm nervous. I'm freaking out, you know? I'm like, oh man, I get that sick feeling in my stomach. I don't really want to do it because I'm like, I feel like I'm unprepared. There's no point. But then I woke up the morning of and I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not, dude? You know what? What do you have to lose? So I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. Slightly nervous, man. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't right now. I'm really nervous. I'm surprised that I'm this nervous. I haven't done this in a couple of years, and I thought I would be less nervous than this, but I guess not. So we prepared as much as we could, so we might as well just go in there. So, all right. Wish me luck.
Coming up first, we got Jacob Hinkley.
It's a really great week to go out and do touristy things in Austin right now. Helicopter rides around Austin, super cheap right now. They're doing Groupons with the funeral homes right now. Lots of really good deals out there. Two helicopter crashes in 1 week is kind of crazy. Like, one time is an accident, and then like 2 times is like, oh, might be the Jews. Or Jew. The best thing about the helicopter crashes was that they were all diversity inclusive. It was all black pilots, or at least they were black when they found them. That's definitely probably the best upside of it. I'm originally from Idaho, so I'm not actually from Texas. I'm from the Pacific Northwest. Is anybody else from Idaho as well? Didn't fucking think so. Okay. My dad, he's actually originally from Montana, and you know that he's from Montana because he's the only guy in the world that refuses to wear a fucking seatbelt. And he's like so adamant about not wearing a seatbelt that I have to convince him every time we get in the car. It's like babysitting somebody on suicide watch. Like, I've never met anyone more excited to fly out the windshield of a car. Like, he's so adamant about that in particular, that's the Montana culture up there. Like, Montana kind of has its own ecosystem, you know. Montana's a weird place. And everybody in Montana, they have fucked up teeth too. There's not a single dental office in like 100,000 mile radius in Montana. It's just like completely, everybody has excavator mouth all around Montana. Like, they look like they could chew through fucking sheet metal. And the women in Montana scare me too because I feel like they piss standing up. That's all I got. Thank you.
You know, all things considered, I think I did decent. I don't think it was a great set. I'm not gonna say that. I'm at least proud of myself for the fact that I just went up there and I wasn't originally even supposed to go up there. I got there and the fill out form was like completely full. So I was a backup and they just like went through all the backup names when somebody didn't show up and they called me and I was like, you know what? F it, let's do it. But I'm gonna do it again and I'm gonna keep workshopping it. And it's my goal and it's on my bucket list that I want to do Kill Tony. And that's what I'm building up to. So every week for the next year, I'm always putting something out on this YouTube channel that's on my bucket list, things that I've always wanted to do in my life. And that's what I'm dedicating myself to. I'm all for the journey and I'm just gonna go out and I'm gonna do it. So like the video if you also wear glasses, comment down below if you've been to Montana, share the video if you also like excavator mouth, and consider subscribing so that you don't miss a single one of these videos because every single one of them is important. I promise you that each one of them is more exciting than the last. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go work on the next video and I will see you guys next week. All right, bye.